We are back at Dutch Auto Communities World Championship Qualifiers, round 4. Now, we just came out of, I think, one of the closest matches we've had so far.
Yes.
And an upset at that. I'll just admit, just on face value, the fact that Atasia wins from Afanas is wonderful. I mean, even if it is 60-40, 40% of the time you still win Atasia.
Yeah.
But at the level that these people are playing, I think there's probably a little bit more polarization in that, right? Where the Afanases will make less mistakes and they will exploit the weaknesses of Atasia more. It didn't stop it this time around.
Yeah.
Had enough fuel in the tank.
Yes.
Absolute banger. I'm really hoping that we'll have a similar matchup going into round 4.
And no Hydra Cannon was needed.
Yeah. Not even once.
No, not even once. It's
To recap in that match, what was the most valuable card played in that match, do you think? Or like what was like the tipping point?
tipping point. Let me recap the key situation. Maybe it was the anchored characters at least was so powerful. Then he had an unique. It was Capelia.
Yeah, the draw card.
Yeah.
And to play for free.
Yes. And I think at least one of the key cards is the Lunar Bastion.
Yeah, that is my take as well. Day 1, Spindle. And even though there were multiple opportunities to get it off the board, it stuck around. And it made it so that it was really tough for Izmir to take advantage of their removal, right?
Yeah. They have a lot of...
even though in the end, I think they still did well, right? Because you could see at how many cards they had left near the end, and it wasn't a lot. So that meant that they were using their mana efficiently. So they weren't, whenever they paid the tax, they weren't hurting too much, right? They weren't missing out on other plays because they still had not, they weren't drowning in cards.
Yes.
Which is usually a telltale sign that you're overpaying for cards. But yeah, it is crucial to get that out early. And not only for the toughness, but I think the boosts were actually very, very important on the anchored characters that came out over and over again.
It was Ogun, yes.
Yeah, but the boost from Spindle itself, because it was a rare Spindle, I believe.
Yeah. We saw the Floral Tent.
Yeah, which, I mean, no Muna deck is complete without.
Yeah.
No Muna deck is complete without. Now.
And on the other hand, we saw a very good unique that was a Trooper with solid stats.
Yeah.
But wasn't enough for the game.
Now, even though our players are not fully set up yet, I do believe we have the matchup from the deck list. And I believe we will be playing a Sigismar into Afanas. A matchup as old as time. What can you tell me about it?
Yeah. You mean the next matchup we will see?
Yeah. It's Sigismar into Afanas. That's confirmed.
You got the animation.
Yeah.
It's Claedeus.
So I think this has to be one of the most played matchups in Altered.
Yes.
Period. Just
well,
I mean, if you played, is it it's Claudius.
It's Claedeus. Claedeus is called. Yeah. He's I know the guy. I play against him in board game arena in different situations with Sigismar mirror matchup. I think he's normally living in Thailand. And he's coming over to the tournaments with the airplane. This is an information I got, and
that is commitment.
Yes, I think.
And he's not coming here for the nice weather, despite it being nice.
Well, isn't that bad? But I think that was an information I got. One is.
So what is so special about this Claudius pen? Except that he's good.
I think he knows the right timing of the cards he has to use. I think that's important for every player who is playing this faction. But he knows directly when he is in a small advantage or not. And when I was playing against him, I had an advantage and I lost it because I was running out of cards. You said you were running out of dice. That was quite that point that I will have lost the game in the ladder against him. It was a turn play, but and I think the other hand is we should always have an eye on is that he knows really good all the other cards that the opponent's playing.
Not only does he know his own deck well,
Yes.
he knows your deck well. And
He
when
knows,
counts.
yes. And sometimes it's a little bit surprising because we were battling with 1 mana token generators. So that was our battle, and that was a small piece of the cake I had in my hand, but it was lost. So it will be a really interesting match.
So, and that is like a very high level, but you play Sigismar yourself as well,
Sigismar,
quite a lot.
yes, yeah.
What is like the number one mistake you see new Sigismar players make?
The number one mistake. One mistake is not to get early pressure in the game, because you have to do that. If you can take the first expeditions, you have to do it, because otherwise, on the long run, you might lose your advantage.
Yeah, the price of expeditions as the game goes on goes up.
Yes.
And if you were to tell me, let's say you're not completely sure, but maybe if I just play this extra Ordis Cadet, yes, it will mean I'll have to discard a card from my reserve, but maybe I'll be able to win this expedition. Imagine like that, as hands are being shook and we're getting all the way.
Yeah.
If there was a 1 mana card that says play me, discard a card from reserve, then move your expedition one step further.
Yeah.
You would laugh at everyone. How did it ever get through?
Yeah.
And once you explain it like that to people, it usually clicks a little better. Like,
Yeah.
oh my lord. And then how often have you lost a game of Altered because of one expedition?
Yes.
Because you're missing that one step.
There's one step. Yeah. I did that in the tournament, in the two more tourneys. I lost only one expedition.
The entire tournament?
No, not the entire. Only one game, but I lost one, and my opponent recognized that and told me, "Hey, you can move on." I didn't.
Yeah.
And I said, "Okay, I finished my turn, no movement anymore," because I found that quite fair, and yeah, and then I lost.
Cost you the game in the end.
It cost me the game, yes.
Now, for quite observant viewers, you'll notice that Hero and Companion Expedition have switched for this round.
Oh, I didn't recognize
As the hero, well, I'm quite observant because I looked at the screen next to our screen where our producer said it.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
it was spoon fed to me. And oh, there we go. The first trading of expeditions has started. Moth to Flame comes out,
Yes.
offering up that expedition, well, almost for free, I'd say,
Reinforcement.
to Claedeus.
Guys, I don't know if this command !bracket is working.
Yeah, there's currently we're currently in round 4. That is witty. That is witty. I do like that. No commands, but if you say please, maybe production will help you out now and then.
I'm safe that he's not writing activation on table dance or something like this. Oh Jesus.
All right, now that was a common field reinforcements. So
Yes.
we'll be going into the bin, but that is great news because that is just an extra card for Sigismar. He had to invest absolutely nothing. Just play the card, go 1 for 1. And it's so important to keep resources up. If this is a token generator deck, right, with those uniques only function if you do have the fuel to start lighting things on fire.
Yeah.
So it's up to Sigismar to maintain that level of minimal investment.
We can see some cards in the hand of the players of Afanas. It's a Beauty Sleep. And let me a closer look to that. Beauty Sleep. It's difficult because he's shuffling.
All right. So, well, I mean, we know, right? Because he's only played 1 card. So you start with 3, you go down to 2, and then you put 1 in your hand. So he's had 3 cards.
Yes. Now we see the Beauty Sleep.
And that is a play of all time, right? Because For 1 mana, you get the scout ability to make the soldier. For 3 mana, you can still get a 2/3 out on the field. And
he showed, but that's a problem. He showed the Beauty Sleep, but he's not able to play it at the moment. I don't know why. And now he's playing the Studiosus Disciple.
He might have changed his mind, right? Because we can look down, but your opponent won't have that bird's eye view, right?
Yeah.
And otherwise, maybe he's being generous. Maybe he thinks it's too easy to beat Sigismar. He just has to flash a card now and then to keep him on their toes. Now, this is the tempo that you were talking about earlier, wasn't it?
Okay. Was allowed to roll back. Okay.
Yeah. So the Beauty Sleep was flashed. It was intended to play. He asked for a take back C, and the opponent granted it. So as long as you're talking about it with your opponent and there's no conflict, there's a lot possible. Of course, end of the day, you're playing in a tournament. Sportsmanship is a big part of the game.
It is.
No matter what's on the line. So we love to see that.
So he has an Off You Go in hand, a Beauty Sleep, a Toss Fairy, I think. That might be a Toss Fairy. Not sure.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, that's an empty reserve. Off you goes, and look at the tempo. They're already losing, right?
Yeah.
Nothing. They're even. Very well done. Me. They've actually managed to go 1 for 1 pretty consistently, yeah. With the Moth to Flame from reserve.
Yeah, they have a Fairy. And a Conjuring Seal, I think. In hand, yeah.
Yeah, and you have to remind yourself, right? Because even though, because that does add a bit to it, to be sportsmanlike, this is a very important match. Because every match right now, there's no more freebies.
No.
If you lose right now, you're out of top 8.
Yeah.
And your day, you'll finish the day, but there's there's no second chances for you. If you lose right now, then it's no longer in your hands, so to speak. Even if you win, we might have a 6-2 deck sneak into top 8, but it's not in your control then. Then other players would have to mess up.
Yeah.
All your opponent would have to win.
Yeah.
For your strength of schedule to go up. So another scout coming out, and look at the bodies coming down. I am very curious, because even though Charge has not seen a lot of play.
No. Charges was often in the deck of Claedeus. Till this the latest expansion was coming out.
And this is the trouble, right? Because we saw that Afanas has a hand full of remove, but there are just no efficient targets at the moment.
Yeah,
what will he remove that will make him get ahead?
A token or
so he has to sacrifice his day.
Yeah.
He will fall behind in 2 expeditions.
Yes.
Just to refill his hand, and with the amount of cards invested by Claudius, how do you pronounce it?
Claedeus, I think.
Claedeus, right.
But I'm not sure. I think it's.
No, I mean you know it more than I do.
No. I think it's Claedeus. Claedeus.
It feels worse, even though the effect is the same, right, Rune? But like we said, because as longer the game goes on, expeditions get more expensive.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's getting 2 expeditions for a discount right now is really bad, because he has a relatively healthy hand, right? I believe he's up to 4 going to mana,
cards. Yeah.
and a full reserve.
Yes.
So it's gonna be a little tricky. So even this day, if Afanas wants to go in and maybe has a Joyride, like I don't want to speculate too much, unless he has a Joyride, he will be overflowing his reserve.
Yeah.
Now discarding a Conjuring Seal, not the end of the world, right?
It is.
But
not.
how much is gonna be the tipping point?
He has a Baba Yaga in hand for a card draw, and he has another unique in hand, I can see.
Could you hand me a laptop, by the way? Because I wanna take a look at something.
You can have it.
It's our little extra information zone.
If you want to see.
Oh, all right. Yeah, no, I'm getting some stats fed for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, You're in the safe hands of my club dog. Thank you. So just to clarify, as I'm being fed the stats, thank you very much, by the way. That is quite insightful. End of the day, there will be around 12 to 11 6-on-2 players.
Yes. Yeah.
4 of which, roughly, will make it through, and the rest will not. So it's a bit of a gap.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you've been training your anus lately, but I'm not sure I can be that tight for that long. Now, all right, getting rid of some of the cards is a good start.
Top 3 was played, and we have a red unique card in hands. I don't see the stats at least, but so we see a normal player. That's a very important card for blue and for green. It's the Frog Prince. Magical Training, quite standard card for Afanas, bringing a token. And
yeah, we're locking in here because this
now
is
we see the first attorney.
This is a pristine match, right? This is currently the top of the table. These players are both 3-0.
Yeah.
So this is currently the best the tournament has to offer. And I wouldn't be surprised with the way these decks are being played that the both of them will make it into top 8 if they have the proper run out, right?
We have only 1 mana left, I think, on the side of Claedeus.
We do, yeah. There's a lot on board.
Yes. So we are on. That's 1. The trooper has 1/1/1/2, and
that's the important bit, right? Because by having 2 bodies in each expedition, you kind of cover yourself up a little bit from an off you go.
Yes, but the attorney has to go. Yeah.
Yeah, denying more cards as well.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the mana to replay it,
so he can move ahead with the top fairy and in red.
But look at that reserve.
Yeah.
Look at that reserve. He's gonna have to miss out on 2 cards, and they're just trading.
Yeah. Now he has to decide. 2 cards are gone, and he decides to keep the off you go and the magical training in the reserve.
Probably the red card, right?
Yeah. We have the Frog Prince and the attorney on the other side of the reserve.
And I believe Sigismar will be first, right? Or did they already exchange first play?
No, I didn't see that. Maybe they will exchange, or otherwise Afanas is going first.
Now, we know that the Afanas only has 3 cards left. And that is... Oh, we're getting a little mana count to see who's going first. It is the Afanas playing going first. I did not see...
We have a mage dancer.
There he is. He does mana. He goes up to 7, but 2 in reserve, 2 in hand. And with Afanas going first, you can bet your bottom dollar that there's going to be a sabotage coming through. And even if there's not, he can afford to...
But he has the Toss Fairy in hand, he has a Mage Dancer in hand, and the unique we don't know.
I think he had a Joyride as well. I think I saw him flash it.
Now we see the first... He should... let me look. Yeah, maybe he I think
at this point, right? You have the option to sabotage. You can either sabotage a bigger body or a way for him to get cards.
Yes, and he decided for the...
What would you prioritize? Do you think you made the right call? Without the knowledge of cards in hand, yada yada yada, just face value. Because right now, you could choose to choke out a little more, right?
Yeah, there is one sentence: you always know what you have and not what you get.
Yeah.
And you know that.
Yeah, and you can see
the Mage Dancer isn't rare. I can see that.
So he's evacuating his reserve as fast as he can to prevent any future sabotages to ruin.
Sigismar player has only 2 cards in hand. I got the information.
Yeah.
Mage Dancer is out.
So does the Afanas as well. But he still has a reserve, of course. But those are pricey cards.
Yeah.
And you'd have to think that he's going to have to... There might be a good shot that he'll be playing the Magical Training from reserve, right? It's the rare, I believe. So for 2 mana, draw a card, get 2 boosts, get a 3/3/3.
Yes.
And that is a rare Mage Dancer. So that will draw him another card if it's allowed to stay.
Yeah, and he needs that card because he has only 2 cards left in hand.
we haven't seen a single teamwork training yet. We haven't seen a single unlicensed
Withdrawal.
what's his face?
Yeah,
Withdrawal.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that this Mage Dancer might not be long for this.
Yeah. And he has 2 cards left. Yeah. Sticky Notes Heals is almost out at the moment, I think so, in most decks. It's not played very often by Sigismar.
And won't hit anything here, right?
Yeah, won't hit anything yet because it's the
For
yeah, the cards are too expensive, too cheap at the moment that are on the board.
There we have it.
Yes, that's the first teamwork training for the Mage Dancer, so he decided to do that very early.
And there's only 2 mana left. So if he does play the Mage Dancer, he cannot play the Magical Training from reserve.
Yes, you're right.
So he will need to either play a Magical Training from hand
Yes.
or a Joyride, which I do believe we know he has a Joyride. And the discarding an off you go for it. Maybe I shouldn't speculate so much on what he has in hand.
Mage Dancer is back.
Because it could have been the top of a Mage Dancer.
It's back with a fleeting counter. No boost at the moment.
It's tight because there's margin for error for Afanas is very low right now, right? There's only 2 more expeditions he needs to lose.
Yes.
And it's all over.
It's all over, yeah. So
That is a lot of mana. So for 3. Could be unlicensed withdrawal, but it won't hit it because it doesn't have any boosts yet. And it won't hit the Tooth Fairy because it doesn't have any boosts yet. So it might be just a situation where Claedeus might have to just sacrifice his days, accept the cards that he will get from the attorney, and hope for a little more tomorrow. But the thing is, you're being matched by the Mage Dancer. He will draw cards too, so you're not winning out. And here it is, the play we've been holding on to.
Sam and Unique.
Unique Sandman.
Yeah. It's
And,
a 0-3-3, I think. Or 0-2-3, I don't know.
Putting something to sleep.
Yeah.
And he is threatening the win right now.
Yeah. He is sleeping the Mage Dancer
With a charge.
without any boosts.
We will be seeing the Unique very shortly, guys. And then,
he's getting a boost.
Oh, Lord.
So it's a charge and a Sandman.
and there's only 2 mana left.
Yeah.
There's only 2 mana left.
0-2-2. Yeah.
So we need an off you go or a beauty sleep or something, because currently this Afanas is losing the match today.
Yes. That's an off you go.
There's an off you go. That will be taking care of the attorney.
Oh,
No,
he decides.
instead.
Okay, it's only a hand effect. Yes, it's only a hand effect. So if it's coming back from reserve, it can't because no mana left.
Oh yeah, he gets a all
Gets
right.
a boost.
So he's blocking the recruit right now, but the attorney will be advancing. But most importantly, will not draw a card of him.
Will not draw a card. That's right.
But look at that. A big overflowing reserve for our Afanas player. And he had to pull out a lot of resources
to keep that day going.
to stay in.
Yeah, to stay in. So let's do 2, 4, 6. He draws another magical training, I think. Afanas, no mana,
Yeah, we are. It's not looking good for Afanas. For the Afanas player currently, not a single Afanas has won yet.
Yeah.
No, they have against Lindiva.
Yeah, stimmt.
Yeah,
right.
My bad.
Yeah.
But with only one more step needed for.
Sandman is back, but without boosting the.
Yeah, just the body right now.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have to push hard. They're gonna have to push really hard.
And we see the red. The unique that the.
I'm sure we'll be bouncing spells.
But the Sigismar player.
I have yet to see the Afanas unique that does not return
Yeah.
spells. As you can see the calendar of one of our players.
Yes.
I'm sure we'll be getting a translation for our opponent.
It's the red.
But
So
we have it right here.
it's a 2-3. It's 2-3-2. I'm seasoned. Okay, that's normal. when I go to reserve an expedition, if I have 2 boosts or more, you may return a card from your hand to. You may, excuse me, other than me, from your reserve to hand. Yes. Okay. So he needs to, or she needs to boost the red to get triggered, and
only when she goes to reserve. And I'm afraid that when she goes to reserve, the game might be done. So it might just be too little, too late.
interesting. He's scanning the QR code right now. I don't know what he's looking for.
So he can find in his own app and then search for a translation for his opponent.
Ah, okay, that's good.
Fun fact, that is why the QR codes are on the front of the card. So in play, your opponent can scan it and then translate it to the language of their choice.
Ah, okay. That's very inclusive. Yeah.
Yeah, because other people are like, oh, why didn't they put them on the back?
Yeah.
Why were they are not visible? This is one of the reasons for.
Yeah, there was a lot of talking about.
Yeah.
The,
I mean, and fair, right? Because if you're not used to it, it's quite jarring.
well,
However, I'm blind to it now.
Yeah.
And I think everyone I've played with doesn't even know. Because when you hold your card, your thumb is usually covered anyway.
often, yeah. The only thing I would like to prefer, if you got the alpha, they should maybe do a small frame with some golden things around it to more.
I kind of second it, but that is another a unique that might be by some considered one of the most powerful uniques in the world. I've talked to many people.
Yes.
This card has won so many tournaments.
Yeah.
It is not funny.
It's
So you can read it on screen right now.
It's
But I'm fairly sure that some of you in chat have played against it and lost against it.
yeah.
What a powerhouse.
It is. It is. Costing 4/4 for 1/2, yeah. And you can create 2 order recruits in his expedition where Cobra was played.
Yeah, it is a lot.